Agriculture is the most important sector of Malawi's economy, engaging 8 out of 10 people, with the majority being smallholder farmers. Despite all the efforts that these smallholder farmers put in their work, there are a number of challenges that are limiting them to earn a better living from agriculture.
Mbuyo monse mtakati kuvutika ifo chonena kuti kuno kwankusa kunalibe ziweto zokwanira zoti zingathe kutipasa manyowa oti akathandizire kuti alimi athu akolole zochuluka.
Vuto lathu linalalikulu kwambiri chifukwa cha anthu amene timapita kukagaisa mzigawo zawo kunali kovuta kuti atichosere sefa ndi kunali ngati kovutirapo kuti atigaisire.
The coming in of the CLIM project, which stands for Crop Livestock Integration and Marketing in Malawi, has brought hopes for a better future and created opportunities for many farmers to have access to market.
In this project, we have engaged with stakeholders, farmers, buyers, extension services, to explore the opportunities of enabling farmers access to markets. Very critical in this process is that we started with a blank slate. We did not expect to push a certain technology, a certain market, a certain value chain, but we engaged with the stakeholders to understand where are the bottlenecks in the system. The stakeholder dialogue brought forward 4 value chains: chicken, goats, dairy, and feed and fodder. Each value chain has its own challenge, and responding to each challenge, the project introduced solutions which were worked out with the partners.
CLIM project anatiphunzitsa kuweta nkhuku zimene anatipasa za makuloira. Nkhukuzo tinawetako kwa zimaite enoka. Nkhukuzo zinali zaphunziro kuti tiphunzire kuti kodi nkhukuzi kunoko zitha kuchita bwino ku Malawi kuno. Ndiye tinaweta nkhuku zimenezo zinatichitira bwino kwa zimaite amene tinalipofe.
Amene anagula nkhuku zimenezozo amabwera ndithu Malawi kumanena kuti koma nkhuku zija simene zikukomera. Kumbali ya mazira ndiye akumasiyanisa ndithu alokolo mmene amakhalira. Koma nditagwirisa ntchito manyowa amene wawa ndinapeza matumba 20 nthawi imeneyo.
The chicken production always has been faced with challenges of feed because they dependent upon feed compounded from different companies. But now it proved to be unsustainable because it attracted a lot of cost. So the project supported them with feed training to make sure that they make their own feed from the dual-purpose crops, hence the coming in of hammer meals.
Kwambiri moyo wathu wasintha koma kubwera kwa chigawo chimenechi kwapangisa kuti ife achinyamata kunoko tipeze chochita. Moti anthu ambiri akumasilira chifukwa choti ena angokhala m'makomo kusowa chochita.
Agriculture has got multiple roles. First of all, at the household level, it contributes to food security and nutrition. It generates income for which farmers use to buy a more diverse diet than what they can produce on farm. It provides the funding to pay for education and human health and to build assets. So therefore, agriculture plays a critical role on farm, but it also plays significant roles in culture and in the rest of society. It integrates with the environment and has numerous positive and negative impacts on the environment, and we should therefore consider all of these multiple roles of agriculture when engaging in rural development or agricultural development projects. The CLIM project really tried to increase the diversity of what farmers are producing on farm, not only to increase the width of the diets that they consume, but also the range of products that they can sell on market. So together, in the interaction between all of these, not only increase food security, nutritional security, income growth, but it also manages risk. Livestock plays a critical role in these economies, not only because livestock can make use of that section of the biomass that humans cannot consume. So their livestock therefore has got the capacity to turn low quality biomass into high quality products, which contribute significantly to food security, nutrition and income.
The demand for goat meat is increasing in urban and rural areas in Malawi. Despite their growing importance as source of nutritious meat and income, goat value chains remain poorly commercialized.
When you look at the goat value chain, we know farmers keep a lot of goats, but they are not very organized in bringing these goats to the market. The farmer never talks to the buyer. So there is this huge gap between farmers having the goats and the market, and the demand wanting to pay for quality goat meat in the urban sector. You find goats being aggregated by traders without much benefit by the farmer. The farmer doesn't even know who is eating his or her goats. So in this project, we bring farmers and buyers together. We bring in infrastructure. At the end of the value chain, actually, we capacitate, we empower the butchers to understand what type of meat he can actually sell into the urban area. And by the butcher talking to the farmer understands what type of goats they have to produce. And by investing in infrastructure, we believe we can aggregate more goats, bring more goats into the urban areas, so that the farmer, when he wants to sell goats, makes a reasonable income.
Malo ano nkakuti ndeba sika wa mbuzi omwe mabuchamani tizitha kukomana ndi alimi panthawi yomwe tizitha kukhazikitsa tsiku la sika loti zikomanezana ndi alimi ndi gulu lathuli tizibwera kupeza katundu mosavuta.
Mbuzi dia Mr. Chano tonse tayiona eti ikulemera 21 kg 15 16 16 16 16 17.
This value chain development is like it has brought in confidence among the smallholder farmers. Initially, farmers were taken as price takers. In this case, the butchermen and other vendors were just setting prices on behalf of the farmers. So the farmers was not aware whether they was making profit or not. But now, the coming in of the project, it has empowered both the farmers and the off-takers, in this case the butchermen and other vendors. Like now, the farmers and vendors have been promoted to be selling their produce at they should weigh before setting a price.
The project has invested in cooling facilities for the butchermen, which were identified as an entry point because the immediate market or the first market for the farmers, most of the farmers sell their goods to the butchermen.
And kunena kuti katundu amene ndi othandiza ali panthu onse ndi chinthu chothandiza kuchita kunena kuti adziya nyama yosamalika ya ukhondo.
In terms of dairy farming here in Malawi, dairy farmers are in groups, and we call them milk backing groups, and they are in several districts in Malawi. But most of the milk is coming from the southern region, especially Cholo district. So with this project of CLIM, they are working there in Cholo district, especially Vumbwe, and they are working with the 3 milk backing groups.
Ife bungu lathu ndi la ng'ombe za mkaka amene timasonkhanisa mkaka wathu malo amodzi ndi kumagulisa kwa processor. Komanso titauza madandaulo athu akutaya kwa mkaka, ndipo ifeyo pamene atipasa machine amenewa tiokondwera kwambiri oti business yathu itha kupita pasogolo ndi kuyenda bwino.
Machiniwo athandiza kwambiri so chifukwa chonena kuti yogi otikafuna kumwa kunoko tumapita town. Oloso anaina kunoko yogi satani samudziwa. Komano apapa tizigula pompa.
When you want to stimulate the growth of smallholder agriculture oriented businesses, you would want as government to have in place programs that incentivize the production in this sector. And these must be, in my view, must include preferential procurement. This is where a government will decide that for schools, hospitals, please buy local, buy close by, so that we are able then to stimulate some of the create the market for some of these smallholder agriculture. I will insist that we need to make sure that those of us supporting smallholder agriculture change our minds as well, that we have a mindset amongst ourselves, either as extension staff, as district staff, political side of the district, and also as heads in governments. We need to change our minds to make sure that we also orient ourselves towards the market-oriented agriculture. Then we will better support it. There's a lot of coaching required. There's a lot of capacity building required. There's a lot of letting people co-create knowledge and also co-create solutions. A lot of it is not there. We seem to be very keen to quickly do things, dump the solutions on people. But I would like to see a situation where we move towards co-creation. Let's believe that people can do things. The biggest sustainability comes from the passion that people have. If the entry into some of these SMEs was premised on donations or on what is available from the project, that will kill those kinds of businesses. But I see a number of businesses that came into existence because people had passion on those, and we saw the passion and we followed the passion. So we have very few projects that will fail based on the attitudes of the people. So if they fail to be in terms of what quality of support do they get moving forward, every business requires support.